the difference between assets and liabilities. One of the most important and basic concepts of building financial independence is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. If you haven't heard of these before, assets are things that bring money into your bank account, and liabilities do the opposite. They take money out of your bank account. For example, if you buy a house and you rent it out to someone, it is an asset because it brings cash flow every month in form of rent. If you buy a house to live in, then it's a liability because it takes money out of your pocket every month. Many rich parents teach their kids to build and buy assets and avoid liabilities. This way, they can create a business or investments that generate cash flow on a recurring basis and avoid the things that generate a negative cash flow on their bank account, so they can have a surplus of money. They also understand the power of using assets to detach your time from your income. Since assets generate cash flow whether you are physically putting in the work or not, you are able to scale and use your time to develop more assets. Rich people often focus on understanding and teaching the spending patterns of the poor versus the rich, and why some people earning the same salary end up becoming rich while others stay poor. For example, let's say that we have two people making $6,000 per month, but they have very different spending patterns. The first one gets their paycheck and pays his bills and enjoys his money going out, shopping, getting the newest phone and the latest TV, indulging in the finest restaurants, getting a new car, a nice house, and all of that nice stuff. They typically spend their money on things that make them look good and wealthy, but they actually come back home to bills and a lot of debt. They typically have little to no savings and have years of debt on their credit cards, car payments, and mortgage payments. They are stuck in the rat race and it will take years to get out. Now, let's see the second person. He also makes $6,000 per month, but this person does not buy a nice house or a nice car. He doesn't go out every weekend and he doesn't go to the fancy restaurants. He occasionally buys clothes when he needs them, but he doesn't follow the fashion trends every season. He lives on a $3,000 a month budget and puts away the other $3,000. By the end of the year, he has $36,000 and puts them into cash flow investments that increases his monthly income. He continues living on his $3,000 a month budget, and by the following year, he's able to invest not $36,000 but $40,000 since he increased his income into investments that generate cash flow. 10 years later, these two individuals will be in two completely different places, all due to their spending habits. There's a quote from Robert Kiyosaki that says, "Looking good, but going nowhere," which means that many people spend their money to look rich while actually being poor. In the meantime, rich people look poor while getting rich. Now, a lot of people might be saying, there's a lot of rich people who have nice things, nice houses, fancy cars, and all of that luxury stuff. And yes, it's true. But the main difference here is that poor people use their own money or go in debt to buy their luxuries. The rich have their assets buy luxuries for them. If you want a car that costs you $500 per month, well, it's time to build another asset that generates you $500 or more per month. This way, your bank account is unaffected when you buy this liability. That is another crucial element that many rich parents teach their kids.